Time now for Sewing Perfect with Debbie, exclusively on Hometown TV.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Sewing Perfect with Debbie. I am Debbie Hunter, owner of Sew Perfect Studios here in Middlesboro. And if you've been watching the shows, then you remember these cute little aprons that we made out of the men's shirts. Remember I told you to hang on to the sleeves? Don't get rid of those sleeves. I was going to show you something else to do with it. This is what we're doing with the sleeves. Isn't that too cute? It's a little gift bag. See, so don't throw nothing away, keep everything, become a hoarder, I guess. But don't throw anything away because we can always use them. These are so easy to use. You just, the little gift bags that you go to the store and you buy them, you'll pay $2 or $3 for a decent looking one. And this one you're making basically for free because you're using the leftover shirt sleeves. Okay, so remember we had taken the sleeves off and I told you to put them to the side. Now it's time to get them out. Especially with the holidays approaching, you need extra little gifts to give people. This is what you're going to do. You're going to take that sleeve and you're going to just lay it out flat. And what you want to do is you want to take where the button is, go ahead and button it because you want to keep your center. That's going to tell you where your center is, and you want that center. Even though it's not going to line up with your seams, the actual pressing seam from the factory, that's why you got to kind of shift it over a little bit and put that center and then lay this out because you want the opening, see here, you want it to be center of the little bag. And go ahead and press it. Get your good steam iron out. And go ahead and press it so that you've got your new little registration marks or whatever you want to call it. But that's what you're going to go off of as the side of your little bag. Okay, now you can make these as tall as you want. Like I always say, this is your project. You do it the size and the length and all that you want to do it. Okay? Now, I made this one to accommodate like a wine bottle. If you take wine to a guest, if you're a guest going to somebody's dinner, well, this is just sparkling red grape juice cocktail. So we're not going to get drunk here tonight. But what I did was I just measured how tall this glass was. And the very top of it is right at 12 inches. Now, if you've got, say you're making up a bag for your husband or your brother-in-law or something like that, and you've gotten them a really nice bottle of cologne or something, just measure the height of the cologne, and that's how tall you're going to make your little bag, okay? So, this bag here I'm going to make 12 inches because I want to be able to put my little sparkling cider in it. So I just lay my trusty little ruler down. And you don't even have to mark it. You're just going to like eyeball straight across that 12-inch mark. You don't even have to leave a seam allowance on this. These are so simple. Now this part you can throw away. I'm giving you permission to throw something away. So, now you've got to cut off to the height that you want it. All you're going to do is turn it inside out because now we're going to sew it. And remember that seam that you just pressed in? That's where you're going to put your edges, just like that. Before we get to the machine and start sewing it, let's go ahead and get our ribbon cut. This way we don't have to keep going back and forth. What you're going to do is you want 1 yard of ribbon, and that's any old kind of ribbon that you want to use. It really doesn't matter. And just cut it straight off. That's all you're going to do. You can use any kind. You can use a satin ribbon. This is the cross grain ribbon. You can use any old kind of ribbon that you want to use. Now it's time to sew this on. Okay, now we're at the machine and I've got it turned inside out. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew all the way straight across the bottom. I've already got my machine threaded up in the same color thread as this here, the sleeve of this here shirt is, in that pretty green. So I'm just going to take a couple stitches and I'm going to back stitch. You want to make sure you lock those stitches in. You definitely don't want the bottom coming out of this. Yeah, that would be awful. Okay, now that you've stitched across the bottom, you don't want the bottom to just be like poking out and stuff. What we're going to do now is, if you notice on this one, you have this little like fold right here. And if you remember the totes that we made at the very beginning, we had just taken this and went to the outside and put a button there. You can do that if you want to, but these are like really, really simple and quick projects for you. So what I'm going to show you is the way to make it look like that. And it is so simple. You just fold it in half to find your center mark. Okay, that's all I'm doing is folding it in half. I'm just putting my finger there. Usually you put a pin or something like that, but with this, just kind of put your finger there. And you're going to fold one end up to that center mark and fold the other end up to the center mark. And now you're going to sew it again. And all this is done on the inside, so keep in mind, none of this stuff is going to be seen unless someone's going to open it up and turn it right side out. And if they do all that, then they're just crazy. So now it looks like that. Okay, now at this point you can, if you have a serger and you want to just run a serge across it, then go ahead. It just makes it look a little neater, but you don't have to. You know, because like I said, it's on the inside, and you know, if they're going to look at it that close, then they just need to go on. Okay, now see, that's what gives you that little, kind of like a flat bottom. See, and that's what you want. You don't want it to be just rounded like that, because then it's not going to stand nice and pretty. Okay, now it's time to put the ribbon on. Okay, now that we've got our ribbon over here, you're just going to fold the ribbon in half, and you can put a pin there if you want to. I'm going to do that just so it just kind of shows you. Okay, at your center. So you folded it completely in half, and I put a pin where my center is. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with my little bag. Now, I've turned the back right side out. So this is the front of my bag. You want the little buttons and stuff at the front. And I'm going to put me a mark, if I can grab a pin here, in the center of the back piece. Okay? That tells me where I'm going to sew my ribbon on at. You want to kind of sew it on, unless you're doing like the one with the little tie or something, then you can't really sew it on, because the tie has to shift when if you know how to tie a tie, it kind of has to shift while you're tying it, so you can't really sew that on. But any of the ones like this with the bow and all that is all sewn on to the back side. And that's where this little pin comes into play at. So I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to match my two pins up. And I'm just going to take the one pin and just pin my ribbon to it. Take this other one out, because that was just for registration. And I'm sewing this on the outside. I'm not sewing it on the inside, I'm sewing it on the outside. And I'm just putting it right up under my machine, making sure I don't have anything up under there. And I'm just going to do a couple stitches, that's it. Just enough to hold it there. See, nothing extravagant, no fancy sewing there. You know, just a couple little stitches. And now your bag is done. Is that not the cutest thing? All right, meet me back over there at the other side of the table. All right, now we've got our little bag made, and we're just going to take a little bit of stuffing, put down the very bottom. Okay. Now, you remember that apron that you made earlier? We are going to put this apron right down in the bag because this is our gift. You see, for your mom, your dad, any little kids, you know, that like to cook or something. We're going to go ahead and get it tied. Now, there is something that you can do right here before you tie it up. And that's what I did with this here little peace sign for, and inside of this is a little like shower gel and a lotion. So, a little peace sign, you know, for a 14, 15, 16-year-old, you know, gives it a great little gift. This here's just little ornaments that you buy. You get the whole pack out at Walmart, you know, $2.98 for 12 of them. Yeah, you would think I'd own stock in Walmart, but I don't. And all you're going to do is just put it on the ribbon before you tie the bow. So not only are they getting the great apron that you made earlier, but they're getting a really cute little ornament too. And you just kind of fold that top down a little bit. Okay. Now, is that not the cutest little gift? Wouldn't you love to get something like that for Christmas? I mean, and it virtually costed you nothing. This entire gift, you know, counting the apron, the ribbon, everything, $4. You know, and then a little bit of your time. You can't beat that. You know, especially today's economy, the way it's going, people can't afford to spend hundreds of dollars on gifts. Not to mention, think of how happy your mom would be that you made her something for Christmas. You know, that's the whole point anyways, is making things and giving things that are from the heart. And don't get me started on all that. I love a handmade gift more than I do anything that you can go and buy, because it's something that you made with the heart, and that's the whole spirit of Christmas and giving. So, anyways, there's a $4 gift that looks like it's a $100 gift. You know, if you're going, people have invited you to, you know, the holiday parties, and you don't want to go empty-handed, you know, and you had that sleeve left over from the other aprons, because we had 2 sleeves on that apron. So, your other sleeve, you just put the bottle of, you know, the bottle of wine in, or sparkling cider, or whatever, you know, could be a bottle of tequila. Yeah, you never know. I don't know what my viewers like. But, you know, anybody can. But you just wrap it up like that, and then you give that to the hostess as a gift. You know, isn't that just the neatest thing? And this one here is just a shirt that I had made some other things out of, and I had the sleeve left because, you know, I'm a hoarder and I won't get rid of nothing. And I'm glad that I kept it, because in no time, you see how quick it was to make up that little bag. In no time, I made it up. It's got a shower gel and a lotion in it, and it's going to be a gift for one of my daughter-in-laws. Whoops. I probably shouldn't have said that, but anyways. But that is what you do with those leftover sleeves that you had from the apron. So, $4 gift, you know, shower gel lotion, a nice bottle of sparkling cider, you know, and all of this stuff didn't cost hardly nothing. You know, so, well, that is Sewing Perfect with Debbie this week, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you got some some little bit of ideals for Christmas, and with all the holidays coming up, we all need help. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Sewing Perfect with Debbie is filmed at So Perfect Studios, downtown Middlesboro. Join us each Thursday at 8 p.m. exclusively on Hometown TV 13. Have you noticed the local print media is getting smaller and smaller? Why? Because business owners are investing their money wisely. When you invest in digital media, you can put your advertising message in more households than print. Full-color digital. You can reach your target audience at home or away 24 hours a day and at a fraction of the cost of print media. When you do the math, print doesn't add up. Successful advertising equals IMS Media Network. Call today.
Sugar, oh honey, honey.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be if you stop me up, if you stop me up, I'll never stop. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Stop in the name of love.
I am a rock, I am a rock.
Bad to the bone. Bad. Bad. Bad.
Merry Christmas from the staff at Hometown TV.